Well, over the past week, we've seen some outstanding heat across New Mexico and Texas, with not just July records being set, but also all-time records being set. Amarillo, 110 degrees, just off the all-time record of 111 set back in 2011, but it did set a July record with that 110. Del Rio tied its all-time record of 112 degrees, last reached back in June 1988, and was seen an all-time July record for San Antonio as well at 107. Borger, up about 40 miles to the northeast of Amarillo, reached an all-time record of 116 degrees, breaking the previous record of 113 back in 2000, and I believe it was 13. So very impressive heat, relentless heat across Texas as well as that across New Mexico. Skipping back a few days before these records were set, we've seen a temperature of 128 degrees in Death Valley, California, which is a degree off the all-time record for the United States and indeed the world overall. So we're talking about record-breaking heat. We also could be talking about the record heat being, well, the warmest temperature, the warmest July for the United States overall since 2012. What's interesting about that is that we are seeing a very similar weather pattern here, cool and somewhat damp across the British Isles. This could be the coolest July since 2012 here in the UK, and also we're talking about the record low sea ice, which is also at its lowest levels since probably 2012. So there's a lot of correlation both across North America, across Europe to 2012, which is very interesting indeed. The heat, generally speaking, is pushing out into the eastern half of the United States, but what we are going to see is this heat start to regroup once again and build back in. Part of the reason for that is we do have a Madden-Julian oscillation, which is generally keeping things with a large scale sinking over the United States. We've got the increased convection over Africa, over the Indian Ocean, which is enhancing the monsoon. We've seen record breaking rain here across southern China and across Japan as well, of course. But if you look over towards the Americas, we've got a large area of enhanced sinking associated with the MJO.